Will this make it back from Arizona to Minnesota? Just got a hitch on this Honda Odyssey and bought this hitch carrier. I picked up the bike with a Honda Pilot. Now I'm trying it for the minivan, and I found out within the first 2 minutes that I needed to change how I was strapping the bike down. The first time on the Honda Pilot, I just had this strap here. So I got the soft loop, and it goes all the way down to here. There's a mounting point on both sides. Got this here, and that goes down to here. And for some reason, I didn't have a single problem. My guess is that the tires were almost flat, so they really sucked in. They compressed in there, front and back, and the bike didn't roll back and forth. But this time, the tires are pumped up a little bit more, and within 2 minutes, the bike tipped over off of the carrier. Unfortunately, did some damage. Yuck, not happy about that. So what I found when I mounted it back on is that when I pushed and pulled the bike wouldn't go forward because this is slightly pulling back on it. But when I pulled it back, the bike just slid right off the rack. So I gotta have something pulling the bike forward both directions to keep it locked in place. So that's why I got this strap added here on the foot peg. I think I'm gonna add another one on this side, probably have it on this hole here going back to the foot peg. As you can see, it sags a little bit, but the hitch receiver is rated, I believe, for 500 pounds, and this motorcycle carrier, I think, is rated for 350 or maybe even 500 pounds as well. The aluminum part is nice and light, but it bends a little bit easier than I'd like. But the steel tube is nice and solid. Overall, it's fairly solid, and as long as I don't go any over crazy bumps and turns, I think it'll make it back to Minnesota, the 1,675-ish miles. The rear is squatting pretty good, so we'll see what happens. Well, we made it the first 3-ish of 25 hours, and the bike hasn't moved at all. Hitch still seems as solid as it was when we started. All the straps are there and tight. So we will keep on trucking. Alright, we made it to Guyman, Oklahoma. 11 and a half hours-ish. And nothing has moved. I mean, it's still wobbling, but still seems solid. Scraped a few times. That's to be expected. Rear suspension is pretty much bottomed out, but so far so good. Got another almost 14 hours to go. Well, we made it back home with the van at about 2:35 a.m., but did the bike make it? Yes, it did. Everything is still intact, nice and tight. So, would I change anything after going nearly 1,700 miles from Arizona to Minnesota with this setup? Well, I don't like how wobbly it is, partly due to the hitch, I think, because it only has bolts on the ends and not in the middle, and mainly just because the van chassis is not meant to be doing this, even though it's rated for it. So the only thing that I would change is make sure that the rear suspension is good, because this was saggy, and especially when we had it loaded with all of our luggage and stuff and the whole family. You can see the front, there's a bigger gap there. Obviously the bike and everything is going to weigh it down more, but it was a little bouncy, and the low ground clearance, there is not much there. There's maybe 6 inches, so I had to be very careful going to like parking lots and intersections and stuff so that it wouldn't scrape. And yes, it did scrape. So just be aware of that. Having worn out suspension makes that worse. What do you think? Did you find this helpful? Have you used a hitch carrier to go nearly 1,700 miles to haul your dirt bike? It's definitely possible. You just got to make sure that your vehicle is rated for it, and make sure that when you get the bike all strapped down, make sure that you pull it back and push it forward. Make sure that the bike is not going to roll either way, because the first time I did this, I only had straps pulling it down like this that allowed the bike to move backwards just enough so that it fell off when I was going like 5 miles an hour around a turn. So that sucked, but lesson learned. So that's why these straps right here are pulling the bike back, and then I got these straps, 2 on each side, going to the foot pegs that are pulling the bike forward, so that way it's not going to move forward to back. And before y'all start complaining, yes, I know the bike is still filthy. I don't like putting it away dirty, let alone hauling it for 2 days like this. But we were living in a condo. I didn't have a pressure washer or even a hose, so I had to bring it home like this. Do I recommend it? No, but I don't live in a glass house where everything is perfect, so whoop-de-doo, it's a dirt bike. I'm Kelly Fager from MX Hideout. Ride safe, have fun.